We have heard some statements from the district attorney, LAPD's chief. We're still waiting for exactly how this will play out this morning. But as of right now, cameras are set up and people are waiting out here for those moments right after the court proceedings here, if they do happen, of course.
All right, we'll have to see what happens. Mario, thank you.
Thank you, Mario. The U.S. Senate voted yes to reopening the Department of Homeland Security.
Vote the yeas are 50, the nays are 48, and the concurrent resolution, as amended, is agreed to.
So that would fund ICE and Border Patrol and also pave the way for Republicans to eventually push through a bill to provide a multi-year funding stream for President Trump's immigration crackdown. Democratic proposals included addressing rising health care, housing, food, and energy costs, but those were all voted down. The DHS has been shut down since mid-February. The resolution now goes to the House.
The U.S. and Iran are accusing one another of piracy as the standoff in the Strait of Hormuz continues. Iranian forces attacked 3 commercial ships yesterday and seized 2 of them. The attacks came after President Trump extended a ceasefire while maintaining a blockade on Iranian ports. Pakistani leaders say a fresh round of peace talks could happen as soon as tomorrow, but Iran says it won't come to the table while the U.S. blockade is in place. The mystery over just who is in charge of Iran, meantime, may have scuttled peace talks earlier this week. Meanwhile, the Pentagon announced that Navy Secretary John Phelan is leaving his position. The Pentagon spokesperson says his departure is, quote, effective immediately. The Pentagon did not give a reason for his departure. He was a major Trump donor and had no prior military experience before his 2024 appointment. The Navy's undersecretary is expected to become acting secretary. This marks yet another leadership shakeup under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who's fired several top officials recently.
The Wall Street Journal says the Trump administration is nearing a rescue deal for Spirit Airlines. Under this agreement, the U.S. government would loan Spirit as much as $500 million, with the government receiving a potential stake in Spirit in return. The Wall Street Journal says the Transportation and Commerce departments are involved in the discussions. The ultra-low-cost carrier has been hit hard, battling bankruptcy, soaring fuel costs, and a collapsed merger deal. Supporters say a bailout could save jobs and preserve cheap fares, while critics warn it could open the door to more government rescues.
All right, let's go over to Stu because he's got some breaking news. It's looking like an apparent apartment fire that what we're looking at, Stu?
We're looking at a structure fire. This is an apartment house in the Mission Hills area. I believe this is going to be off of Sharp. Now, LA City Fire Department here on scene, and they are making access. One of the most important things that I can pass along right now is that I hear that everybody from that apartment that you see right there in the corner that is fully involved in fire is out and safe. You can see the fire department there on scene. That's actually going to be off of Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Yeah, they're just making their way up onto the roof. This is what LA City Fire does. Now, they actually have firefighters making their way to that apartment as well. They're going to do what they're called an interior attack also. But right now, they're just getting here on scene. But you can see that fire really ripping through that apartment, especially that top one right there at the corner. Now, they're going to be concerned about the other ones that are neighboring, and of course, the ones underneath. Of course, we know that they are making their door knocking, getting people out, making sure that people are safe before they really start attacking those flames. But right now, a very active fire out here. This is going to be in Mission Hills, and this is going to be LA City Fire Department just getting here on scene. You can see some water squirting through the window, so that means they are inside, and that interior attack really starting to take place. You can see how quickly that puts out those flames. The LA City Fire Department, they're no joke. When there's a fire, they're going to put that out. But right now, though, of course, we're worried about anybody that's in that apartment. The first things we were hearing from the fire department, though, were the occupants from that apartment are out and safe. But you can see the great work these guys are doing and how clever is the word that I'm going to use. They are getting those hose lines up to that 3rd story and that water on those flames. I'm Stu up in Skyfox, sending it back to you guys in the studio.
It looks like that apartment, Stu, is fully involved there. And obviously they want to prevent this fire from spreading to other areas, to other apartments. And yeah, the goal right now, right off the bat, is to evacuate the building and the apartment to make sure everyone gets out there. But this is amazing work that firefighters are doing here.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, it looks like even from when we first came to you, that it's already made a difference.
Oh, yeah. They, as soon as they got in there, got those hose lines into that department, that's really going to knock down the bulk of the fire. What this guy is doing up here, he's cutting holes up in the roof, and this is a LA City tactic, and it does work very well for any kind of structure fires. They're going to pop those panels open, and it actually is going to ventilate that top area and also give access to where they can put those put water onto that attic area. But the ventilation of the heat really helps put out those fires. But right now, though, you can see a lot less of that active flame inside that main portion of that apartment down there. That's what we want to see. And of course, we are listening in, and as it stands right now, not hearing about any injuries or evacuations, but they definitely have to search that apartment, make sure that they're safe. And like Bob said, door knocking everybody else, making sure that they know, because that smoke also very deadly, not just the fire, but amazing work by these guys. We saw that fire. Actually, I've got to give props where props are due. Our desk telling us about it, put the camera up here, saw it right away. But that apartment fully involved in flames, and how quickly these guys work and put that fire out. Just, it's jaw-dropping, but it's amazing.
Yeah, some of these older apartment buildings, Stu, they might not have sprinkler systems. Sometimes they do have ways to tap into water through some of the fire escapes, or some of the stairwells might have some ways to access water. But this was great work by firefighters here, because it looks like they even had to tap into maybe some hydrants that were outside, and really had to pull that hose line all the way 3 flights up just to get to it again as quickly as possible to prevent this from spreading. You also saw some homeowners there, so I'm assuming this entire apartment still has not yet been evacuated, but we can only hope that the nearby apartments next door and underneath have all been evacuated at this point.
White smoke is typically a good sign.
Definitely, definitely, and especially when you're looking at a structure fire, that means steam, and that's what you want to see. But you're seeing a lot of smoke still coming through that attic area. They're going to have to make sure that there's no fire in the attic. And one of the clever ways that LA City Fire does, even most fire departments, is they're not running that hose up those stairs. What they'll do is they'll actually have a bag with a rope, and they'll drop that down. They'll tie it up, and they'll be able to pull that hose line up to that floor that they need it. But again, fantastic work from the men and women at LA City Fire Department, knocking down these flames so quickly, and of course protecting human life. But boy, what a difference in just a few moments, from huge flames inside that apartment to now white smoke, and much less of it as you can see in that shot.
And it just goes to show also, Stu, this is dangerous work. I mean, here are firefighters, they're standing on the roof, trying to ventilate this.
Yeah.
But often in some cases, right, the roof, because this is the top floor here, and all of the heat, it compromises the integrity of the roof and that structure, and yet they're still walking on top of that. I mean, they have to know that right now this is the best course of action right now to ventilate this space.
Definitely to ventilate and make sure that there's no flames in the attic. And I'm not going to speak for the fire department. Those guys, they got their spokespersons, but we've watched enough of these, and I have huge respect for any first responders. LA City Fire Department, these guys, they clever and very knowledgeable. They understand how structures are built. They are very, very cautious. That tool that firefighter just put down, we'll see, if a fire's been really brewing for a while, when they make their way up to the roof, they actually tap around to make sure that roof is still strong, because they can't see what's going on underneath it clearly. But right here, you can see them still cutting with those chainsaws. Also, something like this is a flat roof, but we've seen them on those slanted roofs with those chainsaws, just swinging those things around. It is amazing how they handle these things. And of course, we're not seeing any fire, which is a great sign. We did see that steam still coming out, that smoke's being pushed, so something's still burning. They're going to have to really knock that down. But right now, the scary part, the priority, been taken care of. Now they're just working on those outside portions to just kind of make sure those flames do not continue to burn after they leave, and of course make sure that all those other residents are safe.
Yeah, you can see them doing the work with the axe over there. Stuart, how close is, we were told that this is across the street from a school?
It is right across the street from the school. And you can see it right there. As far as the school goes, I'm sure that there is no problems about them or evacuations or anything like that. I'm trying to work the magic here in Skyfox to figure out what school that is. But it is kind of across
San
the
Fernando
street.
High School.
I don't think it's going to affect them at all. San Fernando High School. There you go. Thank you. But you can see the amount of firefighters that are out here and ambulances. These guys are ready for anything. But as it looks like, that fire is definitely going to be out here shortly. And amazing work by these guys.
You might have said this in the beginning. So what do we know about the people who are inside the apartment? Were they able to get out on time? And what, if any, what injuries might there be?
You know, I've had the scanner down for a little bit, but one of the original things we heard, or I heard when we arrived here, was that the residents were out of the apartment. Okay. Now, I hope that those were the residents that were from that apartment, but the original words that I heard was that, and they were putting that out to the fire department. So that is a good sign. They definitely will do what's called a primary and a secondary search just to make sure. And again, I hope if there were pets, I hope the pets got out as well. We always seem to forget about our furry friends, but you can see the fire department definitely in that apartment right now. So if there is any injuries, hopefully they'll be taken care of, but it doesn't sound like that right now.
Yeah, just based on the body language I'm seeing with the firefighters right now, it seems like they've slowed down a little bit. They're taking care of some of those lingering hot areas to make sure that things don't smolder up and catch fire yet again. And meanwhile, they're also ventilating the roof, which is good news.
All right, so we're looking at this apartment fire in Mission Hills. When Skyfox got here on the scene, we saw open flames, and it was fully involved. The third floor of this apartment complex, if you know this area in Mission Hills, it's right across from San Fernando High School. More water there, as you see, coming out of the windows here. But you can see from all the black charred areas of this building that the fire was fully involved, and you had flames leaping out pretty much all of the windows. And firefighters responded to this pretty rapidly. We saw the LAFD here climbing some of those stairs and accessing some of the water, we believe, from fire hydrants outside to get to that third floor apartment and to try to put this fire out, but they worked very quickly. Yeah,
multiple units involved there. It's a tricky operation when you're dealing with an apartment complex like this. I'm wondering how many units there are, too, because it looks like it's almost the entire third floor in that particular section of the apartment. We're not sure about any evacuations. We know that, at least from what Stu was telling us, all the people who were in that unit were evacuated, but we don't know if there's pets there. We saw a couple of tenants, on the same balcony area, kind of looking at what was going on.
So there we see a firefighter there inside the unit, so we could only glean that most of the open flames have been put out. One of the things they're doing right now is accessing the roof. There's a couple of things that they're strategically trying to ventilate take some of the heat out of this, so that helps put the fire out. There you see them also probably going door to door and making sure that residents are evacuating. So they're eliminating or reducing the amount of heat there. But also, as Stu was saying, they're looking at some of the spaces or what could be some burning areas in the roof of this complex to make sure that that's also out, to make sure that this fire is fully out and doesn't continue to spread to other units there.
We first saw this fire, from our vantage point about 10 minutes ago, and within that 10 minutes, firefighters made significant progress. Now you can see white smoke and just some steam coming out, but significant progress there on this apartment fire in Mission Hills. Thank you, Stu, for those shots. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Oh, I just love this story. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can spark something much bigger.
So this one started when one little girl wanted to help a stranger, but ended with the entire community stepping in to help her family. Yeah. Brooke, talk to them.
One really sweet little girl, right? I mean, my goodness, his family was really in need of some good luck. After losing everything they owned in the Eaton fire, they were homeless for 8 months. And then, you know, they were in a space where it finally felt like their luck was turning around, and a trip to the ER changed everything.
I was just scared. I didn't even know what brain cancer was. All I thought was cancer. It's just hard.
It's a lot to go through when you're 9 years old.
And things that I didn't even know how it happened and why it happened.
Kenai Jackson says her entire world froze when her 9-year-old daughter, Janai, was diagnosed with brain cancer this past November.
It was like I was in a black hole. I have to be strong for them, but you know, after being strong for so long, it's just you feel like you're just gonna break down.
Little did she know, good news was around the corner.
You guys wouldn't happen to have a little bit of food, would you? The fear in her eyes for me, she was so worried about me, and she goes, of course. She ran into her car and grabbed me some food and handed it to me with no hesitation. It was so beautiful.
Isaiah Garza says he uses social media to change people's lives. Little Janai had no idea he does this on the internet. She just saw a person in need and jumped in.
He's a stranger. He needs help, so I just gave him my chips.
I want to give you $1,000. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, sweetheart.
When Isaiah surprised her mom with $1,000 cash to help with bills, Janai was still worried he needed some of that money for his own food.
You really are, Andrew. And I hope things get better for you.
She's like, are you going to be okay?
She still was totally thinking at that point, which is the sweetest thing. It just goes to show the heart that she has, right?
But I always teach them, like, you always be kind to others. So this is like a normal thing to her. She always wants to give something, or can we give them food? Can we give them money? Stuff like that. My baby, she's the sweetest, and she's thinking of others even during this hard time.
Hard times indeed. Kenai says in that moment, they were 3 months behind on rent and facing eviction, all while focused on Janai's cancer treatments.
To see that little girl's eyes light up when she finds out that her life is about to be changed, at least financially, right? Because they've been going through it for so long. It's a dream come true for me.
Isaiah posted the video of that special moment online and then a GoFundMe shortly after in hopes of getting this family more help. The community jumped in to support, quickly donating more than $500,000.
And it raised over $600,000 in less than a week.
Isaiah says he lost his cousin Juan to cancer years ago, and being able to help these families feels like healing for his own heart.
The spirit is important, especially when you're battling cancer. If you don't have the spirit of fighting and beating the cancer, you know, that's the most important thing. But when those kids have hope again, that maybe their life will be okay, it could help them in the fight of cancer, you know?
You want to go to Disneyland with your sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. He's like, yes. I love it. Kenai and her kids say Isaiah is family now. She's so grateful to him and each of you for caring about her sweet little girl.
We can be in a new point in life. We won't have to worry about housing and all her medical bills, and she can just live a child life. I can give her the things that she wants, and I'm just really happy that he changed my life. Like, oh my gosh, try not to cry. I'm just really thankful that he did that for us. And I don't have to worry about my bills, and she's done with chemo, and she's almost finished. And I'm just happy that it's getting over with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I'm just really happy, like, my baby's almost done with cancer. She's gonna be cancer-free, hopefully, by her birthday. And it's just a blessing that she's not gonna have to go through all this anymore.
Happy early birthday to Janai. Her birthday is May 25th. She's turning 10 years old. Last chemo day was a couple weeks ago, and her mother tells me will finish radiation by the time of her birthday. And That's what we're hoping for. Something that kind of stuck with me, just looking at Kenai, her mother, you know, they've already been going through so much, and now everything hits even harder for her as a mother, because she's like, my daughter cannot be going to treatment and also be homeless. My daughter cannot be going to treatment and also, you know, on the bus. My daughter cannot be going to treatment and also hungry. And so she's so stressed herself, just trying to make sure.
You could hear it in her voice, how exhausted she was. And how much of a relief that money has been for her.
Do you know if they made it to Disneyland?
Not yet. They want to go after treatment.
Also, is the GoFundMe, is it still open? Are people still donating?
Wow. 600,000 so far?
Still about 600,000?
They're looking for you. Big bucks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Listen, one thing about this, we're always going to pretend to spend Bob's money. No, but it's... I loved meeting this family. Little Jeremiah down there, he was keeping us busy. Okay, during the shoot, I'll tell you that. Okay,
He'll be going to Disneyland.
But yeah, you know, cancer-free by her birthday. That's what we all
definitely keep in touch with this family, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Be right back.
Huge news this morning out of Hollywood. Good morning to you. We'll jump right into it. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. This just broke. Hollywood news. Everyone's talking about it. Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders have officially approved the $111 billion mega merger with Paramount. Now, this deal would unite HBO Max, CNN with CBS. CEO David Ellison promises a commitment to cinema. Critics and thousands of industry professionals warn of massive layoffs and, of course, a dangerous concentration of cultural power. The finish line, not here yet, though. The takeover still faces intense DOJ scrutiny and concerns over foreign investment. But if cleared, the new giant expects to close in the third quarter, which is by the end of September. The U.S. Department of Justice sent subpoenas in late March seeking information on how the merger would affect studio output, content rights, streaming competition, and movie theaters. Also, 3,000 Hollywood heavyweights signed a letter against the Warner Brothers-Paramount merger, which potentially could be delayed or even blocked if it does not receive governmental approval. California Attorney General Rob Bonta has been openly scrutinizing it, against it, and is even preparing to challenge it legally. This would definitely be, if completed in its full entirety, would be one of the biggest media companies in the game, in Hollywood, with the combination of Paramount and Warner Brothers. And the biggest thing is including CNN.
Right, that's the biggest thing from a news person's perspective that jumps out to me, is that CNN and CBS are now going to become essentially one entity.
One entity. One entity. Warner Brothers Discovery shares have fallen about 4% right now. And still so many questions loom around the industry. Like, for example, will HBO Max and Paramount Plus become one streaming platform?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right. Will they combine forces? Also important to note that while they approved a merger, majority of the shareholders did not approve the compensation pay packages for CEO David Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery executive officers in connection with this merger. So the proposed pay package for David Zaslav was $500 million, including a potential of $335 million in tax reimbursements. They did not approve that. Paramount has said it expects to realize that they need to cut $6 billion in cost savings through this merger, which all signs point then to massive layoffs happening.
Right, and then also at the same time, Netflix is making this play to buy the Radford lot.
The Radford lot.
And people there are really nervous this morning.
The thing about these mergers is you've got to make up the money that you're so are you going to up the rents on some of these legacy productions that have been there for decades?
Or do you lay off people?
Or do you lay off people? Or do you modernize it so much that you take away the charm that is the historic Hollywood Radford lot? You know, are you going to make it super techie and everything? There's a lot of questions around everything. It is better if they do buy it and then fill those sound stages, that we don't want empty sound stages in our city. We're going to talk more about this later on in the show, but we are going to get to our poll question today. Total shifting gears here, talking Star Wars. We asked you, who is or what is your favorite Star Wars character on this list? And the winner is Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father. All right, go to foxlay.com/vote to let us know.
Yeah, give us your comments. Let us know how things are going for you today. Let's get to this interview. There's nothing better than watching live TV, except for maybe winning money while you're doing it as well.
This May, 25 words or less.
3, 2
is live. Host Meredith Vieira invites you to play along live across America. And best of all, you could win prizes and cash. Watch and win when 25 is live.
Meredith Vieira, host of 25 Words or Less. And next month, 25 Words or Less premieres live. So this
it sure does.
Yeah, great to see
30 cities. Thank you. It's great to see you. 30 cities around the country. We tested this last year with just 2 cities, New York and Philadelphia, and the response was terrific. So we decided to add more cities into the mix. And for us, it's very exciting because it's live TV, so anything can happen. There's a different energy when you're live. And it's also a way to, again, give back to our viewers, because when they scan that QR code, when they tune into the show live, they can then engage with us in real time. They can ask questions. They can actually respond, written responses, obviously, to the clues that have been given. Maybe they're going to, be honest with us and say, that was terrible. This is a clue I would have given. But we welcome that kind of conversation. They also can participate. We have a live fog contest, and every day at the end of the show, 5 people will win a prize. So that's very special. And we've also started, as if that isn't enough, something called the Big Bet Challenge. And that's when everybody who scans the code, we give them virtual coins, 100 virtual coins. points, and they can bet on certain things in the show. It's all in good fun. There's no money exchange there, or they can just bank their coins. And at the end of this month, those coins are converted into a sweepstake entry, and then we put all those together, and 10 people at the end of the month will each win $1,000. So you can interact with the show, you can ask us questions, you can win money. I don't know what more we can do for you people. That's it. I'm done.
You've been in this TV game for a long time, Meredith, and you're great at the live stuff. But this is so different, right? When you get that sort of like immediate engagement, right? You're really, really reaching out to all the fans and the people who are really getting involved in the show.
And you know, there's probably a reason why no one has done this before. I mean, game shows have done maybe one-offs live, but never a month of shows because it's difficult. You're combining just ad-lib material, just talking, with playing a game. And when you're playing the game, that's serious. You can't fool around. I mean, our audience takes the game more seriously than anybody else. They want a good game, they want a solid game, or they're not going to watch the show. So that's sacred to us. And around it are all the antics that we're pulling because we're live, and we honestly don't know what people are going to ask us, and we don't know what we're going to say. So it's a lot of fun.
I heard you changed the location of where you're shooting this, so now you're moving over to Jersey City. How does that change?
Kicked out of towns. I don't know. The mayor calls us and says, "Get that." Well, you know, it's interesting. We started in LA, and I related so much to your conversation before about losing business in LA. I think it's tragic. I think it's really terrible, and I hope that changes. But at the pandemic, then we were split. I was in my basement. The rest of the folks were in LA. Then when that was done, we went back to LA. Then we went to Atlanta because of tax incentives, because it was cheaper to do the show there. That's what drove us there, and we loved it. We loved it. It was fun to be in the South, and now we thought, let's try the North. Let's try the Northeast. So we are moving to Jersey City, and really looking forward to it. Because the people in New York tell you what they think.
That's right.
But,
and
let
me tell you, I'm Filipino. There's a lot in Jersey City. There's a lot of Filipinos in Jersey City. So check out the Filipino restaurants there.
For sure.
As well.
It's a happening place, Jersey City, I've heard. Yeah.
It is a happening place. So I talked to you, I think, last season before this, and one of the things that makes this so special is really the team that you work with here. So we've got David Tapia in the studio with us right now, who he absolutely adores you. And then I was telling you, Manny Rodriguez, too, is a good friend of mine. And they all just speak volumes, these wonderful things about you. So it's just great to work with this sort of family you guys have built together. Now I'm moving from city to city to city.
Well, it's amazing, and it's the reason I think the show works so well and why we always come back for another year. Obviously, everybody would like a job, but everybody gets along so well. We really are a team. We love each other. We work so hard. We're real pros, but we're also nice, because at the end of the day, that's what you want, a nice working environment. And, you know, our downtime, you'll often see us all together eating out at some restaurant because we enjoy each other's company. You couldn't do it otherwise because it's sort of grueling. It's up to 180 shows in a short period of time, somewhere between 165 and 180, depending on the season. That's a lot of work in 6 weeks. So you better get along, and we do. And I feel very blessed at this stage of my career that I found these folks and they accepted me.
It's one of those things, what they say, right? When you love it so much, it doesn't feel like a job. When you love the people you work with, too, it's just a lot of fun. And it's so much fun to watch you, and we're so excited for this next season. Meredith, great to see you. Congrats on season 8 here. 25 words or less.
Thank you so much.
Live premieres Monday, May the 4th at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 11.
And you LA folks, you tell us what you think. You know, you go on.
Weigh in.
Scan that code and play with us.
Thank you, Meredith.
So much. Take care.
Love her.
I know.
Okay, so Elizabeth Smart has been lighting up social media lately. I don't know if you've seen this since her recent Netflix documentary detailing her 2003 abduction and harrowing story of survival. Smart was only 14 years old when she was kidnapped at knife point from her own bedroom in Salt Lake City and held captive for 9 months before she was rescued. She's now a mother of 3, an author and an activist, but now she also has another title to add to her list, bodybuilding champion. Look at this.
This is
unbelievable. At her. She revealed her personal transformation on her Instagram page, where this post has garnered more than 100,000 likes. She says this is her 4th competition, in fact, over the last year. She wrote that she was afraid to post pictures of the competitions in the past because she was afraid of being judged. She says the sport helps her live her life to the fullest. Get it, girl.
Yeah, right. And beyond the physical aspect of this, you have to have like the mental fortitude.
Yes, you do.
And nobody has more mental fortitude than someone like Elizabeth Smart.
That's right.
So,
so now it's like, you know, that mental fortitude is being showcased.
Manifested, yes.
Yeah, in the physical.
And those victories.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hey, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finger Rockette. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Rockette auditions are underway in New York City. Ooh, gotta have the legs for it. More than 1,100 dancers are trying to win a spot in the upcoming Christmas Spectacular. In the first round of auditions, they have to learn a new routine on the spot and immediately perform it in front of the judges. Those who don't get a call back could still be invited to the Dancer Development Program this summer. The only official way to train for the Rockettes' precision dance technique. Here's how their director describes the legendary group.
I think the magic of the Rockettes is their pure joy of dance, their precision, and the fact that they make everything look so easy. It's incredible to me that I think, watching from the audience, you think it's probably pretty easy, but it is really, they are athletes dripping in diamonds.
And they do it all in heels with a smile on their faces. Dancers come from afar and wide, hoping to become a Rockette. This year, there are applicants from 43 states and 20 countries. You know, used to live in New York, did this Gen at Work series, which started there.
Rockette for a day?
And boy, did I. Yes, I trained to be a Rockette for the day.
How'd you do?
I learned how, well, the biggest thing that I learned is how they do their hair.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the most fun for me.
You didn't do any kicks or anything?
I did a couple of kicks.
Yeah. Did you dance at all?
I don't have the flexibility for that.
You know who does?
Or the legs for that.
I could barely get I could barely get to 90 degrees.
Split your pants wide open, you know.
You got to be careful. Those high kicks will do it. Good morning, Jen, Bob. We're kicking it to high gear traffic-wise. Unfortunately, we do have this trouble spot. We heard, at least on the CHP scanner there, southbound side of 5 Alicia Parkway, up to 6 vehicles involved in this collision. We have emergency crews, of course, rushing to the scene there. Southbound side of 5 going to be a problem. We are picking up the heavy congestion behind that incident, and also the northbound stretch also being impacted. To look at a real-time traffic, 47 minutes westbound 10 at the 5 headed towards Santa Monica. Go ahead and give yourself 39 minutes northbound 110 from the 405 as you're pulling inbound. And here's a live Caltrans camera look. Hey, looking great. The 10 both directions right there at the 110, looking pretty good on this Thursday morning. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And this weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside, we've got just a few clouds, but sunshine is really going to be the rule today, and temperatures are going to warm up as a result. I think today will be the warmest day of the week. We've got a weak ridge of high pressure that's going to keep us nice and dry today. Sunshine up and down the California coast. Things will start to change a little bit tomorrow, but you'll notice the cool down will return as we get to the weekend, and then a new opportunity for some showers from an area of low pressure we're watching well offshore still. That's going to move in and give us very light showers potentially for your Saturday, Sunday plans. Today, sunny along the coast, 2 to 4 feet. Ventura County, LA County beaches, Orange County the same. Maybe a little bit bigger out of San Diego with this mixed south and west swells. Temperatures on the sand in the mid to perhaps upper 60s, near 70 degrees there. Temperatures will cool a little bit on Saturday with that 20% chance for some rain along the coast. Downtown LA 76 today to 66 on Saturday. So that's a big drop in temperatures as cooler air moves in. 50% chance for showers then. A little bit drier on Monday before another opportunity. At this point, it's 10% chance on Tuesday, Wednesday for the next round of some light showers. 81 for the valleys, Inland Empire, 69 on Saturday. Up into the mountains, some breezes today, but lots of sunshine for Big Bear, 59. Down to just 50 on Saturday, 47 on Sunday. The high desert, 74. Lots of sunshine. And then out towards the Coachella Valley, maybe you're headed to Stagecoach a little early today, 88 degrees there, but then a little cooler on Saturday and Sunday down to the 70s with that slight 10% chance for some light sprinkles. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Maria, thank you. So Arbor Day may be tomorrow, but today it's all about the trees in Santa Clarita.
Coco's live at Central Park. Uh-oh, you are tethered
you're
in.
dangling.
Hey there. Yes, they were able to convince me to get into a harness. It's so much fun so far, so I'm glad they did convince me. We're here at Central Park in the city of Santa Clarita. We're learning all about trees and tree maintenance, and I have the best instructor here with me, Fernando. He's got some trivia, some tree trivia. I don't know how I'm going to do, so Bob and Jen, I do want your help. Let's see what the first question is.
So we're going to play a game of trivia, and it's a fun game where if you get the question right, you get to go down a little bit.
Oh.
But if you don't, we'll be up here until the end of the show this morning. So let's try to get them right.
Yes.
I'm kidding. We'll put you down. So question number 1, it's an easy one. Over or under? And these questions are all about the city of Santa Clarita's urban forest.
Okay.
Does the city of Santa Clarita's urban forest have over or under 75,000 trees?
Over.
Over.
Okay, we're all saying over.
Yeah.
We're all going with over.
Over. That's the right answer.
Yep.
We have just over 95,000 trees
Lower her
urban
down.
forest.
All right, just over 95. Okay, so now that means I can get lower down,
Yeah, bring
right?
her down.
You got it right.
We'll put you down a little bit. Okay.
Let's see. Okay. I was scared it was going to be a big jump. Okay.
You're doing great. I'll go down myself a little bit too.
Okay.
Question number 2. How many trees did the city plant in 2025?
Ooh.
750 or 900?
What do you guys think? The bigger one? 900? 900? Yeah. Okay, we're going with 900.
You guys are too good. You know a lot about it. 900. We planted a total of 900 trees last year.
Awesome.
I like this game.
We're just going with the bigger numbers because we know you all do a lot. I like this game too because the closer I get to the ground, I like it.
That's right.
Yeah, so you'll get to go down a little bit right now.
Okay.
There you go. So we have a couple questions left. Question number 3. The city's tree inventory includes approximately how many different tree species?
Ooh.
150 or 450?
450.
Should we keep the trend going? Yeah, 450. We're going with the big number.
The trend is right. 450.
All right. We're acing this, guys. Thank you.
And then we have one last question.
Okay.
Which California native tree is prominently featured on the city's flag emblem? The California sycamore or the coast live oak?
I would say the sycamore.
Okay.
California sycamore.
Yeah.
A sycamore, right? I mean, this is a sycamore tree here. I'm going to go with that. Sycamore.
This one you got wrong. So the city of Santa Clarita's flag emblem prominently features the coast live oak, which is a very common tree here in the area.
Oh, man. So what happens? Do I still get to go down?
We'll hang out here for a bit. No, we'll put you down, and then you can go see something really, really cool.
Okay, I'm excited for it. I definitely thought it was the Sycamore, guys. I can't believe we got that wrong.
Big John's coming
It's a trick question because he said California.
It's going to be Big John.
Yeah.
California Sycamore. So I was like,
yes.
John.
Okay, check out Big John here. He is with West Coast Arborist.
Oh my God,
he is making
amazing.
a cool sign that says isn't that amazing? Says make it a good day, LA. We're going to bring it back to the studio, by the way. But I got to get over here to Big John. Big John, where did this wood come from first?
This wood came from Santa Clarita's urban forest. This is a sweet gum tree. So, you know, we have one of the most, Santa Clarita's over 450 species. That's one of the most biodiverse urban forests in the world. We're planting more trees, but what happens to the trees when they come out? So we're partnered with the city at West Coast Arborist, and we try to breathe new life into the fallen trees and get them into the hands of the community as lumber or wood or art.
I love that. And Big John, you're so passionate about this. I can tell you really love what you do.
Yes. You know, trees, they provide shade. It's like humankind's most favorite material for as far as you can look into the past and as far as you can look into the future.
I love it. Well, we're going to let you continue to get to work. Thanks for talking to us, Big John.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's going to be so
Pretty
cool,
amazing.
especially when we bring it back to the studio.
That would
I'll
so
send it back to you
That
while
would
you
look
watch
good.
him work.
That would look good in my office.
I wonder how many things Big John can hide in his beard. I'm fixated by it. Awesome. You know what, Santa Clarita, we love you.
Oh, we love Santa
We
Clarita.
really do. Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're amazing. Well
City of
done.
Santa Clarita.
That was fun. Be right back.
Social media team. Next level. Make it a good day, LA. We could.
Maybe we could put that, make it a table and put it in our Yamaba.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Day LA. Prosecutors are about to begin revealing their case against singer David.
He's charged with murder in the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez of Lake Elsinore. Mario has the latest from downtown LA now. Good morning.
Jen, Sandra, good morning. Prosecutors claim David, known as David Anthony Burke, that's his legal name, killed Celeste Rivas Hernandez after she threatened to expose their alleged sexual relationship. They say began when she was just 13 years old. Now take a look. He is due back in court today. He first made his appearance pleading not guilty on Monday to a series of charges, including first-degree murder and the death of that Inland Empire teen. Prosecutors have added what are called special circumstances, including lying in wait, killing for financial gain, and murdering a witness. And those enhancements open the door for the harshest penalties, life without parole or the death penalty. Celeste's body found in the trunk of the musician's towed vehicle back in September. And we spoke to a criminal defense attorney, Mark Garagos, about the possibility of others involved in the case.
Generally, without getting into the weeds here, there's been some indication that people who knew things were put in front of that grand jury and may have been given immunities and may have made statements. If that's the case, then generally the prosecutor will say, okay, tell us what you know so that we can give context and we won't prosecute you. And mind, you don't have to look that much or that far back. Take a look at the Diddy prosecution. There were a lot of people who a year ago in federal court, when they were prosecuting him, said, how come they're not indicting other people, prosecuting other people? Well, it was because a lot of those people agreed under immunity grants or just cooperate to give information that was inculpatory of him. And I suppose the same thing is happening here. It's a page right out of the prosecutorial playbook.
The 21-year-old musician was arrested in the Hollywood Hills last week. His attorneys are asking the court to force prosecutors to publicly release their evidence. And Sandra and Jen, that evidence collected over the last several months as we wait for an update here on that preliminary hearing that was scheduled to start as early as 8:30 this morning. For now, live downtown. Back to you.
Yeah, slowly we're getting more information released from this case, especially from the coroner. And you spoke with Mark Garagos, Jen, earlier this morning with Bobby. But Mario, do you know if Mark Garagos thinks that any of David's song lyrics could be used as evidence in this case?
Yeah, he did give us some great insight. He believes that will definitely be the case. Song lyrics will be introduced into this case at some point. And I want to actually read some of the lyrics here from one of his songs in 2022, a viral hit called Romantic Homicide. Quote, in the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. Now, again, that was back in 2022 before the alleged murder, and it'll be up to a judge now to decide if that'll even be linked to the case or if it's simply freedom of speech and artistic expression.
Yeah, when we talked to him earlier, he mentioned that this was something that had been used in previous high-profile cases as well, almost like art imitating life. Mario, if California is not carrying out executions, why is the death penalty still even on the table in this case?
Well, it's important to note that the death penalty is still legal in California, even though executions aren't being carried out. Now, back in 2019, Governor Newsom rolled out a moratorium on executions, even as hundreds in California remain on death row. An execution hasn't been carried out in about 2 decades. And because that is on the table here, this really could play out. This could be a lengthy process here, and it could go to a trial that could last quite some time.
All right, we'll have to see what happens in court today. Thank you, Mario. Over to you, Maria.
Okay, let's talk about the weather now as you plan ahead. Usually on Thursdays, we plan for the weekend, and it's not going to look quite exactly like today. We're going to anticipate some changes starting tomorrow with more clouds. Right now, we're looking at just some high clouds streaming overhead, but generally, you can see mostly fair skies up and down the California coast, and that's because of a ridge of high pressure that is right now, currently in control of our weather, but not for much longer. We do have an area of low pressure we're watching that's going to bring us a chance for some showers over the weekend. Temperatures currently 45 in Santa Clarita, 63 in downtown LA, 59 out towards San Bernardino, 72 in Palm Springs right now. As we look at our high temperatures today, it's just going to be lovely, actually. Up in Big Bear, 59, nearly 60 in the mountains, 74 in the high deserts, 88 in the Coachella Valley today in Palm Springs, staying dry. Downtown LA warmer than yesterday, getting up to 76, which, by the way, is above the average. 81 for the valleys and the Inland Empire to that near 70 along our coastline. I'll talk about how much rain we can expect and how this storm's looking as we get into the upcoming weekend in my extended outlook. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Maria. So happening today, a key hearing in the Smokey Robinson case. The court will decide if a $500 million countersuit by the singer will continue against multiple women accusing him of sexual abuse. 4 former housekeepers accuse Robinson of sexual battery, false imprisonment, and creating a hostile work environment. They worked at Robinson's Chatsworth home. He's denied those accusations.
There are a growing number of complaints about a massive homeless encampment on Compton Boulevard. The encampment stretches a half mile, and Fox 11 counted at least 200 RVs, tents, and fortified shacks in the West Rancho Dominguez neighborhood. The homeless moved here last year after the county cleared them out of the encampment on Redondo Beach Boulevard, 1 street over. Neighbors say their calls for help from the county have gone unanswered.
Now it's spilling into the neighborhood, so PD is like, the only thing we can do is ask them to leave. There's a lot of people out here who have overdosed, a lot of shootings, a lot of stabbings.
Some of the homeless we spoke with say the county has come by to offer them help, but no one wants to leave. A senior county deputy for homelessness and housing tells Fox 11 the issue has been raised with Supervisor Holly Mitchell, and they'll continue to work on it.
9:06 this morning, and LA is getting a makeover ahead of the 2028 Olympics, and it starts right under your feet. City Council just approved $9.5 million to fix crumbling sidewalks near major game venues from Exposition Park to Venice Beach. Well, the goal here is to create a smoother path for Olympic guests. The project also creates a pipeline for jobs. Part of the funding expands a youth program that puts local young adults to work, giving them paid experience and construction certifications while they fix up their own neighborhoods.
All right, if you thought ticket prices for the LA 2028 Olympics were steep, wait until you hear about the new premium upgrades. Organizers just launched their official hospitality program, offering all-inclusive packages that bundle guaranteed seats with gourmet dining and private lounges. But the luxury comes with quite the price tag. So for a family of 4 to catch the track and field final at the LA Coliseum, you're looking at about $33,000. Top-tier packages aimed at corporate groups can top 6 figures. Now, while organizers promise a world-class experience, many locals do remain frustrated, arguing even standard seats are already priced out of most reach for Angelinos. I think the average ticket price is $200, which is steep.
Still steep. Absolutely. And if you want to bring your family, it makes it really difficult.
Super expensive.
It's tough. I definitely was priced out when I was looking. We had some initial rounds, right, Jen?
Yep. I didn't even try.
I had to. Yeah, I couldn't even splurge really on that. So maybe we'll get lucky a little bit later as we get closer. In the meantime, let's talk about traffic. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group, Accident and Injury Attorneys. Here is our live traffic camera here. Wanted to show you the northbound 5 freeway. This is at El Toro. Both sides of the 5 freeway actually moving nicely now at this hour. Drive times, downtown LA on the West 10 between the 5 to the 405 towards Santa Monica. 43 minutes, actually very typical for this time of day. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 31 minutes. And on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, 36 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Bye. Hi. It's going to be a very big night at Universal Studios Hollywood, the launch of FanFest, a first of its kind after-hours event where your favorite movies and games come to life. From a Scooby-Doo mystery on the backlot to a new Sailor Moon anime. A little something for everybody here, including a live-action, one-piece pirate stunt show. What more could you possibly want here, okay? The celebration runs for 12 select nights through May 16th. Tickets are on sale now. And yes, cosplay is highly encouraged.
I love Scooby-Doo.
No,
Shaggy. I love it. It's like one of those things where it reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Can you guys name all the characters?
I cannot.
I was going to ask you.
Daphne, right?
Velma.
Shaggy. Scooby.
Fred.
I think I have the Velma haircut.
And the mystery van.
But more chic.
Yeah.
And what was the mystery van called?
The Shaggin' Wagon. No? Is that the Shaggin' Wagon?
That's Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
I love it.
They want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Yeah.
Let me tell you something. John Bernthal, I think of John Bernthal every time I say that. Let me tell you something. If you have not watched Dumb and Dumber, please.
Please.
What are you doing?
Oh, our pets' heads are falling off.
Yeah.
So good.
Big gulps, huh?
Well, see you later.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay, shh. Little place we like to call ass. Good morning.
Where the women flock, like the
Capistrano. Mock.
Yeah.
Ing.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mockingbird.
Everybody, have you heard?
Okay, well, that actually was our entertainment, so I don't even know if we need to get into it, but we will. Sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Ladies, may the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
Thank you. I said that to Bob 2 hours ago, and he goes, well, thank you.
It's been a while since you've been to church, I guess.
It's been a while. Well, guess what? May 4th, just a couple of weeks away, but we're already getting into the Star Wars spirit with the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu film.
Mandalorian, you will suffer. Then it will be his turn. Monsters.
Looks good.
Lucasfilm will going to be hosting some special fan events at select IMAX theaters around the world on May 4th, featuring exclusive never-before-seen footage and some giveaways, like a limited edition mini poster. You're going to be able to watch 25 minutes of never-before-seen footage. You can find all of that on Fandango to see where there's an IMAX theater near you offering this. I cannot wait. Speaking of, you know I love this so much. I call myself a Mandalorian.
That's right.
And I do love Grogu, a.k.a. known to many as Baby Yoda. You know, they have such a special bond, similar to us on the air. I mean, how can you not love them both, especially after this cute social media viral video?
We talk about honesty.
Who reached out about the movie first?
You were cast before me, and you were the reason I said yes.
Who eats more snacks?
You wish. You wish.
Who's the messiest? Who takes more naps?
I like a nap, but yeah, go ahead. You got this one. Good. Honest boy.
Who's more protective?
Equal?
Oh my God.
How cute.
So cute.
The Star Wars account posting that cute friendship test video. The movie hits theaters May 22nd. Ladies, I did this with Maria and Bob 2 hours ago. I'm doing it with you now.
Okay.
It's time to play the Sandra and Jen friendship test. Best Jens forever. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Who uses more hairspray?
Probably me.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
This girl should be sponsored by
I use
L'Oreal.
no hairspray.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that's great.
With the chic bob. She doesn't need it. Yeah.
Who brings the more delicious snacks to work to share?
Oh, you,
Do
right? I feel like you bring snacks to work.
Well, you bake, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That might be
Only
a tie.
on certain occasions.
Yeah.
You bring the ramen.
Yeah.
You do.
I don't.
Don't you get shipments of ramen?
Who brings the ramen?
Who's
then?
bringing
No,
the shipment ramen?
that's Samada.
Is it Samada?
Samada's always, yeah.
Cup noodles.
Oh, yeah, cup noodle, like, yeah, send
With the
stuff.
fancy
Okay.
ones.
Sorry, I referred to it as ramen. Cup noodles. Thank you. Okay, who's more of a morning person?
Well, you wake up earlier. You're in earlier.
Yeah, I don't suffer that much. I think I've adapted.
We're equals.
We're equal, yeah. Okay. Both of us aren't getting sleep. So.
Okay, and lastly, who loves Amanda more?
Oh, that's a tie, too.
That was my friendship.
Yeah.
And you both. Yeah. Imagine if you guys were
like, no, she loves you more.
That was my friendship test. Thank you.
Flying colors.
There you go. All right, let's see our poll, checking in on Star Wars. Favorite Star Wars character on this list?
You like
wow. Interesting.
Darth Vader, 44%, but in second place, Grogu.
No love for Luke, I see.
I know.
Got
What's
really
up with that?
Jeez.
Yes.
Really got the shaft there. Sorry.
Yeah,
Luke.
little love for Luke. Art Talavera in the edit bay, I need you to come out at some point and do the... Oh, he does it great.
You do it great, too.
Harold, by the way, we need
Harold,
you to send
we love Harold. Yeah, send a
every
picture.
day, Harold. We love it.
He needs a Good Day LA mug.
Truly.
Yeah.
Send us your address. In San Bernardino, Harold says, I love Star Wars film series. I like most characters. I have my favorites. It's a three-way tie with Han Solo, Darth Vader, and Princess Leia. I love it.
Oh, that's it? That's just it? It's Harold?
Just Harold.
God bless
That's
you,
enough.
Harold
He's
Solo
awesome,
today.
holding it down. All right. One of the biggest product flops in history happened on this day in 1985.
We gave America a choice, and more people said Coke is it. It's a hit. It's a Coke. Coke is it.
Wait. Okay. So are you old enough to remember the launch of New Coke? The company changed its formula for the first time in 99 years, hoping a sweeter taste would slow down the surge of Pepsi. The result? The company was flooded with up to 8,000 calls a day.
A day.
From dissatisfied customers, and received about 40,000 complaint letters. That was back when people would actually write in.
Right.
And call on the phone as opposed to yelping.
And mail with a postage stamp.
Yeah.
You know?
Shame him on TikTok. It brought back the original formula less than 3 months later.
At least they responded quickly. That's a pivot.
Yeah.
You'll have to take my Diet Coke, pry it out of my hands.
Your cold, dead hands.
And
I understand.
My cherry Coke when I go to a movie theater, I like my cherry Coke, my popcorn, my Raisinets on top of my popcorn.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What's up with Dr. Pepper? Do you like Dr. Pepper? Because I feel like Dr. Pepper is very akin to a cherry Coke.
You're right. It is. It's my second favorite.
Okay.
But I do like the cherry Coke first.
Better, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These kinds of cerebral conversations that you're going to get.
These are the hard-hitting, this is news, by the way.
Yeah.
Bits.
Where are we going?
We're going to take a break.
Oh, we're taking a break.
And sometimes sour candy if I'm feeling extra
That's better than raisin.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good day. Weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. Here's a live look outside right now. This is Hermosa Beach. I wonder if they know that they are on camera. Hello. We should put one of our reporters there one day so that they could, you know, maybe you have the day off. Get to this bench and we will give you a big shout out. Beautiful weather outside right now. We've got sunshine from the beach, from the sand to the snow, I say. Today, especially up in the Sierra Nevada, where they got more than a foot of snow with this most recent storm system. High pressure is in control of our weather, so that's going to give us sunny skies today. A little breezy over the mountains and deserts, but no advisories. That high is going to weaken tomorrow, so we'll get some clouds. And then by Saturday, planning for the weekend, we're going to get a small little weak system again. So that's going to bring us a chance for some light showers, very similar to what we saw earlier this week. And look at the rain and the snow out towards the Sierra Nevada. Once again, another round of snow up in Mammoth Resort. Great news. The shower chances are really going to bring us some little amounts again, maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rain or less in some areas to about 1/2 an inch for the mountains and foothills. And then a little break on Monday. Perhaps a little bump up back to 70s for downtown, and then another system will roll in for some more moisture for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll wait and see if that materializes. In the meantime, today we'll enjoy 76 and sunny in downtown LA, 56 in Mammoth Lakes, 90 in Indio today. And if you are planning to get up to Big Bear this afternoon, it should get up to the upper 50s with lots of sunshine up there in the high country. Thousand Oaks and Ventura, kind of a mixture of sunshine and some clouds. We'll say mostly sunny with those temperatures in the mid-70s later today. Perfect conditions. Ontario around 77 by 4 p.m. this afternoon. And out towards Anaheim, if you're headed to the happiest place on earth, of course, Disneyland, we're talking about mid-70s there. And then the Coachella Valley, maybe you're getting a jump start on Stagecoach, which is happening this weekend. We're getting a high near 87 later this afternoon. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Now to some high school students teaming up with professional chefs for a culinary showdown.
Welcome to the second annual Student and Celebrity Chef Showdown. We're really excited to see what you've got to cook today. We know you've been working hard with your teachers and your celebrity chefs. Come on in the kitchen, get ready to cook.
The meals the students create have to meet school nutrition guidelines, and they worked with locally grown ingredients. There's also an emphasis on sustainability, and the lessons are tied into the school district's agriculture program. The chef and owner of Pez Cantina in downtown LA is one of the mentors.
The culinary arts it's a very wide field. There's so much opportunity, and it's great for them to kind of feel the pressure of, you know, the kitchen and competition. You know, I own restaurants, so we feel the pressure of service. So they're going to kind of feel that today again. Also being creative, being seasonal, kind of thinking like what dish is going to be like the most creative, but also what's going to be like a great dish that we can serve to the entire school district.
That's Pez Cantina chef and owner Brett Thompson, and working with professionals give the students life lessons on how to stay calm under pressure, to perform with tight deadlines and distractions. Students from 5 LAUSD schools took part. Poly High School in Sun Valley took the top prize. Wow, they must have served up something good. Well, serving up something good is Amanda for another tasty story.
Oh, this is tasty, this is healthy, and this is going to be fun. Now, you might know Zespri from their popular Sun Gold kiwis, but today they have a brand new kiwi that's just hitting stores this spring. And our friend, registered dietitian Ashley Hawk is here to show us what makes them so special. Okay. These are beautiful, and I got a sneak peek, and they taste so sweet.
Yes, this is the brand new ruby red kiwi fruit from Zespri. And just look at that color.
Gorgeous.
It has this vibrant red core, but here's the coolest part.
Tell me.
It has this super berry sweet taste. It honestly tastes like a berry and a kiwi. If they had a baby, it would be the ruby red kiwi fruit.
Or a carry. There you go.
Exactly, but here's the best part, Amanda. It's not just gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's also loaded with nutrients. It's high in antioxidant vitamin C, which is going to be great for your immune health, especially if you're getting the sniffles right now.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it gets that vibrant red color from anthocyanins, which is a natural plant nutrient found in red fruits. But the best part, as you can see here, it is just such a simple way to elevate any meal.
Like this yogurt parfait?
Exactly, like this yogurt parfait. Just look at those gorgeous ruby red slices. You're just going to add in some granola, a little bit of yogurt. That is going to make you feel like you're having an instant luxurious breakfast.
Great.
But over here, I want you to help me.
Okay,
we are going to make these power bowls. So we've got our oatmeal here, and then we've got our different toppings of choice, a little bit of coconut, walnuts, and then of course the ruby reds.
Now remember, you're Ashley Hawk. I'm your helper. I'm like Amanda Pigeon. So I'm not as advanced as you, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
I love that. Okay, here we go. So just sprinkle in some of that. Give it a little bit of the walnuts.
Okay.
And then the best
just
part
a little,
is
wait,
as many as you want,
right.
sister.
Okay,
you
great.
go for it. You go for it. You're not the pigeon. You're the eagle.
Oh, I'll be the eagle. I'll be Amanda Eagle. Yeah.
So there we go. Look how easy and beautiful those are. And you're going to be getting all your daily nutrients in and that beautiful pop of color. I also love putting it on a toast over here.
Yeah, a toast with what spread?
So I just did a cream cheese spread, but you could also do a whipped feta. Have you ever had whipped feta?
Go on.
The combination of flavors and the textures is just exquisite. The other fun thing with the kiwis is you can peel them, but you also don't have to. I peeled mine here because I think that it's going to make it a little bit easier to eat, but you absolutely do not have to. You can simply eat the skin, which is so fun.
This is good. You can eat the skin.
You can absolutely eat the skin, and it's just convenient.
Kiwis?
In my opinion, yes, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But you can
these you can.
You certainly can.
Love it.
But you can peel them and get that beautiful color too. The other thing is I'm loving mixing up my spring salads.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of putting berries or citrus in your salad, we're putting the ruby red kiwis because it's going to give it that little pop. And this is also a great hack if you're going to be hosting. Talk about giving your guests that wow factor.
I like this as a wow factor because you usually see berries or apples. But now you see kiwis in your salad.
Now you see kiwis in your salad, and you're going to be getting that amazing taste.
Love it.
Here's another fun little fact. Similar to an avocado, you can tell if they're ripe by giving it a little squeeze. If it yields, give it a little squeeze. Okay, if it yields, then what we're going to do is pop it in the fridge, and you're just going to let it stay there until it's time to enjoy. And they're so easy to eat. All you do is cut them in half, and then you're going to take a spoon and scoop them out and eat them. It's literally that easy.
Like a grapefruit.
Exactly, like a grapefruit. That's my favorite way to eat them because you can eat them as a snack, or you can also add them to different meals. And again, you're going to be getting all that great antioxidant vitamin C.
That's where I love it.
Good for your immune system. But also, let's just talk about a luxury boost to any meal.
This is a great boost. Not only the aesthetic boost, it's the immune boost that we need. We've got a color boost. This is a great tie-in for spring and summer hosting.
Absolutely.
You nailed it.
These are only available for a limited time, so this is really important. You want to make sure you're going to your grocery stores today. We're talking Costco, Walmart, Whole Foods, and Albertsons.
Okay.
That's where these are available.
Good tip. And for more information, you can go to zestfree.com or scan that QR code on your screen. Can you tell us one more time, Ashley, because I want people to follow you at Ashley Hawk RD. Tell us those grocery stores one more time.
Okay, yes, and you can scan that QR code. It's going to have all the stores and any information you need. But on top of that, you're going to go to Costco. We love Costco. Easy excuse to go to Costco. Whole Foods, Walmart, and Albertsons. Great. And that's where you can pick up the Zespri Ruby Red
We've covered
kiwi
our
fruit.
bases.
So yummy. So we can go dig in to our power bowls.
This is a power bowl. We're going to go to a power break, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Amanda.
Good, cheers.
So yummy, right?
Woo.
Yeah.
News. Let's listen in. First U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley talking about these raids targeting Mexican mafia in Southern California.
Homes or out in the public area. This is what the United States Department of Justice does well. We are here to bring public safety to the community. We're here to clean up our communities from violent and organized crime. That's the bread and butter of the FBI and the Department of Justice, and we're very proud of the work that was been done on this case by our prosecutors and our agents. I'm going to talk a little bit about the specific charges here. These charges include racketeering, conspiracy, kidnapping, extortion, trafficking dangerous drugs such as fentanyl, methamphetamine, and as well as illegal gambling and murder. The case's main indictment charges dozens of Mexican mafia gangsters in 66 felony counts. It paints a disturbing picture of how the gang's tentacles extend from state prison into our county jails and on through the streets to influence Latino street gangs and drug dealers in Santa Ana, Anaheim, Fullerton, and elsewhere. And I want to explain real quick, the Mexican mafia is a prison gang. It is the most powerful prison gang in the United States. The members are incarcerated in state prison. But you're going to hear how despite being incarcerated in state prison, they're still running the gangs out in the communities. And today's operation is focused on dismantling that operation. According to one of the indictments, over a near 2-year period, ending this month, 48-year-old Luis Cardenas, a longtime inmate of the California State Prison System, oversaw the Mexican mafia's crimes in Orange County and its jails. From his prison cell, Cardenas used an encrypted messaging app on contraband cell phones to direct the gang's high-ranking associates on the streets on the operation of La M's activities in Orange County. Victims who had the misfortune of being in bad standing with Cardenas ran the risk of having him command orders to kidnap and assault them out in the streets. Cardenas was incarcerated at a California state prison for the entirety of this investigation, but ran his operation by communicating with numerous people outside the prison in Orange County, again, through these cell phones and other means. He would direct things such as drug trafficking. He would direct the movement of cash, the collection of taxes, prison or gang taxes, and he would issue threats of violence and order his associates to kidnap and engage in violence against others. When one of the out-of-custody associates was moving $20,000 in cash for Cardenas, he was pulled over by law enforcement while on the phone with Cardenas, who was in prison. Cardenas instructed her to break her phone, and she poured water on it. So it just gives you just a little taste of how much control he exerts. He's literally on the phone with criminal actors as they're engaged in crime in our streets. It's outrageous. The indictment further outlines the gang's control of so-called slap houses, or illegal casinos, within commercial strip malls and private homes, turning neighborhoods and shopping areas into dens of criminality. To protect this racket, the gang collected a ton of taxes and provided security, using violence to protect these illegal businesses, kidnapping and assaulting an employee of a Cardenas-controlled slap house in Stanton just last year. So I'm going to introduce some of the other folks to speak on here, but I really want to just extend a gratitude to our partners on this. We can't do this alone. This is a joint operation with our local partners, with our police departments, with the state prison system, with the FBI, and this was years of work in the making to culminate in just one morning of work, in which hopefully we have dismantled this very large and complex and violent operation here in Orange County. And our hope is that after this morning, Orange County is a safer place for the residents. So with that, I'm going to introduce the head of the FBI LA office, Akil Davis.
Good morning. My name is Akil Davis. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles office. We're here today not simply to make an announcement, but to mark a pivotal moment in a relentless fight for the safety of our communities. This morning, we are talking about the culmination of a massive, coordinated operation led by the FBI's Orange County Violent Gang Task Force, alongside the dedicated partners you see up here today, and many more working behind the scenes. This operation, known as Operation Gangsta's Paradise, is not just a case file for the FBI. It's an ongoing pursuit of justice targeting 47 members and associates of the Mexican Mafia. As First Assistant stated, we've arrested 43 out of 47, but more will come. We took a decisive action today against the Mexican Mafia. Others were already behind bars, and some remain at large. Fugitives who will soon learn that there is no place left to hide. We are actively seeking two of those fugitives, Luis Bucio and Mario Arias, and we will provide those pictures and information on them shortly. To anyone and everyone who may know where these two are, do not take matters into your own hands. You can help us by contacting the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov. Your tip could be the one that brings them to justice. Your tip could be the one that continues to keep our community safe. This morning's operation was executed with precision and courage. 7 SWAT teams from Los Angeles and beyond moved swiftly into action to carry out these arrests. They were joined by other SWAT teams from our partners here today and the FBI's hostage rescue team. What you see is a seamless execution built on years of training, experience, and our unwavering commitment to keep our community safe. Safer streets start with a tenacious teamwork, and that's exactly what you saw today. Since this investigation began nearly 2 years ago, the task force has struck at the heart of this criminal enterprise. We have seized a sobering amount of drugs and weapons. 25 firearms, tens of thousands of dollars in cash, 4 kilos of fentanyl, 120 pounds of methamphetamine, 3 kilograms of cocaine, 2 pounds of heroin, and again, 5,000 fentanyl pills. What's off the streets today represents lives protected for tomorrow, and we are not done. Now, as I introduce Chief Robert Rodriguez of the Santa Ana Police Department, I believe he would join me in saying, we don't just respond to crime, we dismantle the organization behind it. Now I'll turn it over to Chief. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Chief Robert Rodriguez with the Santa Ana Police Department. You know, as previously mentioned, today's operation was a major step forward in improving the quality of life for our residents and our communities and our business districts. This morning, as you heard, numerous members of the Mexican Mafia and associates were taken into custody for various law violations. And this was a culmination of a complex 2-year investigation throughout Orange County. For us here in the city of Santa Ana, one of the major areas of impact was East 1st Street that has been heavily affected by drug trafficking, extortion, and violence impacting our community and local businesses. As part of this law enforcement operation, as you heard, we've seized over 100 pounds of various narcotics and numerous firearms removed off the streets. This sends a clear message. We will continue working aggressively with our local, state, and federal partners to ensure that we target those that threaten public safety. Most importantly, this enforcement action helps us reclaim our neighborhoods and move Santa Ana forward as a safer community for our residents. I also want to thank our local partners, our mayor, our federal partners, because we couldn't do this as one agency. This is a collaborative effort, and together we can reclaim our communities and make our city safer. Thank you. And I will introduce Chief Manny Sid from the Anaheim Police Department.
Thanks, Chief. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming out this morning. My name is Manny Sid, Police Chief in the city of Anaheim. And again, thank you for coming out. Opportunity to highlight some of the incredible work being done by so many of our partners and the impacts that it is having on our various communities. This investigation originated nearly 2 years ago with the proactive approach of 2 Anaheim gang investigators whose effort ultimately set the foundation of what became a long-term investigation in partnership, as was highlighted, with the Orange County Violent Gang Task Force. Through the work of the task force, investigators uncovered a wide range of serious crimes, including murder, robberies, extortion, narcotics trafficking, and illegal firearm possession. This type of organized gang activity is dangerous and completely unacceptable in any of our communities, and certainly in the city of Anaheim, where our residents, businesses, and visitors expect to feel safe. Organized gang crime does not operate in isolation. It reaches into our neighborhoods, creates fear, and takes advantage of vulnerable people, affecting the quality of life our residents expect and deserve in all our respective communities. Investigations like this are essential because they focus, as the AUSA touched on, in dismantling the structure behind the activity rather than just responding to the individual crimes. Today's operation represents meaningful progress in disrupting the network and holding those involved accountable. It should also send a very, very clear message. If you are thinking about joining or supporting an organized criminal gang, understand that we are committed collectively in identifying you, investigating you, and working with our partners to bring you to justice, no matter where you operate in the region and certainly in Orange County. I want to briefly recognize the Anaheim Police Department investigators assigned to this task force. Their professionalism, hard work, dedication, and in collaboration with our partners really is incredibly responsible for bringing this case forward and where it is today. The Anaheim Police Department will continue to stand proud with our partners, both federal, state, and local, in this effort against organized crime and the important impacts that it has on our communities. Together, we remain committed to that work, and we will continue to take this case as well as others forward. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to Mr. Asali.
Thank you. All right, thank you. We'll take a few questions if there's any.
Okay, so you just heard from authorities there announcing 43 arrests in this major Mexican mafia bust. These are gangs based in the prison system, but they had operations in and around Orange County outside of the prison system. You're talking 25 firearms, tens of thousands of dollars in cash. 4 kilos of fentanyl, so a major drug and weapons bust there.
This was the course of a 2-year investigation. It took 7 SWAT teams to really capture all of the associates involved, and there are 66 counts the Mexican mafia is now facing because of this investigation. But authorities saying the community will be much safer because of this. So we'll have much more.
That's right. Take a short break, and we will be right back.
All right, it's Thursday. I know you're making plans for the weekend. It's going to change a little bit as we get to Saturday and Sunday, but today we're under the influence of this weak ridge of high pressure. So it will be sunny, it will be warmer a little bit today into the 70s and 80s, but as we get into tomorrow, it'll start to cool off. We'll get more clouds, and then this little weak system, this area of low pressure offshore, is going to bring in some moisture. So there's a chance we could see some light showers again on Saturday into Sunday. Not a whole lot, just maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain or less for most areas, but some of the higher elevations, maybe that drive up to San Bernardino in the mountains, will get 1/2 an inch there, 2/10 of an inch in Santa Ana. So it's going to vary from very little, none, to maybe 1/2 an inch in the higher elevation. So this is good. This is beneficial rain we are expecting once again as we get to the weekend. But today, sunshine, even at the coast. 2 to 4 foot sets rolling in surf height wise from Ventura south into Orange County. Then a little bit bigger sets in San Diego. Those temperatures close to 70 on the sand today, 66 on Saturday. So it does cool down significantly for the weekend, so it'll be on the chillier side with that chance for some light showers. 76 for downtown LA, down to 66 on Saturday. Up into the valley locations, 81, very comfortable tomorrow with that 77, and then 60s on Saturday with a 40% chance for showers. Up into the mountains, we are looking at sunshine in Big Bear, 59. There could be some snow by Sunday morning up in the mountains, but really high elevation, maybe around 8,000 feet. So it'll be nice to see the white-capped mountains, but our resorts are closed. You can get to Mammoth. They're open until Memorial Day, and lots of snow there. Coachella Valley, 88 degrees later this afternoon. I'll send it back to you.
Maria, thank you. So May is Women's Health Month, and of course Mother's Day is just a couple weeks away. So now is the perfect time to plan on treating yourself or that special woman in your life to a relaxing getaway.
You know, you owe it to yourself. Kim Orlando is here with some great local ideas to reset, get our zen on, re-energize ourselves. Thank you for being here.
I love talking about this. I think we need reminders. Sometimes it's kind of a shame we need a reminder, but we need to take time for ourselves, pay attention. So May is the month to do that. I have like retreat ideas. I have one-day reset ideas. You don't have to go for days and days, but you can if you want to.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
What do you want to start with?
Okay, first off is Temecula Salt Cave and Holistic Center.
I love
Temecula is known for wine, of course, but now it's known for salt. You can build this into a wine weekend, or you can do this on its own because it's only a couple of hours away. You're sitting in a salt room for 30 to 45 minutes. Medical grade salt is broken up into tiny particles, released into the air. You're breathing it in. You're getting the respiratory, the skin benefits. And you can bring your family, by the way.
Oh.
So the salt particles are on the floor.
No, we want a break from the family.
Yes, not really. You don't have to. You can bring your kids, and they can play in the salt box, basically.
So, have you ever been to a salt cave before? Yeah.
There's something about it.
There is. I've done it once.
Yeah.
And as soon as you walk in, I don't know if it's like the sound or the lack of sound, I just feel instantly peaceful. And I'm not like a woo-woo person like that.
I'm more woo-woo, but I want it because I've had allergies, and I feel like it would be so good for my
Not only breathing, but your skin feels good. It just, it really feels nice.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, next is Quiet Mind Retreat in Julian.
Yeah.
Have you been to Julian for the pies?
No.
So Julian is a couple of hours east of LA, known for pies. So eat all the pies and then go detox at Quiet Mind Retreat, which is in Julian. It's got lake views. The whole retreat weekend starts with the room because there are steam showers in the room, jacuzzis.
Oh my gosh. As part of your hotel room?
As part of your hotel room. And there's all-inclusive packages, individual. You can do it a la carte. So yeah, just a good respite, not too far from LA.
I like that. What are the little thingies that I'm seeing on the ground right there?
I think they're things to sit on to meditate.
Ah,
the woo-woo. We're back to the woo-woo.
Okay. Shut the brain down a little bit.
Okay, what else we got? Exactly. Hakumba Hot Springs, and I had to call them to make sure I say it right because it's Jacumba, but it's Hakumba, and that is on the border of Mexico. It is all the way down there in San Diego. It's built around natural hot springs, and it's a hotel. It's got pools. The hotel stay includes the mineral spring pools, access to that. And what I love is that check-in's not till 4, but if you get there at 9 a.m. when they open, you can use the pools all day. And checkout is at 11, but you can use the pools all day until you decide to leave.
Ooh, I like the aesthetic
pools are
too.
also 21 and over, no
Heck
kids.
yeah.
Okay. But if you really want to bring the kids and you want to bring the pets, then you can stay off-site at a casita and you get your own mineral spring hot tub there.
That's great.
So yeah, so together but separate. Oh, and they also have live music on the weekends. They've got a little market on Sundays. So there's always like stuff happening, but you can pull back and get the respite.
Hot springs makes your skin feel so
Drop
soft.
in the hints.
That's right.
Relaxes your muscles.
It does.
And you have something else for us, too.
I have 2 more, yes.
Okay.
I have this one I'm calling Build a Big Bear Wellness Retreat, because in Big Bear there's so many options. There's so many lodging options. You can stay in a small cabin, you know, a cabin that sleeps 20, whatever. So if you want to go alone, though, there's a lot of really cool activities. Like, did you know that the Pacific Crest Trail runs through Big Bear? It was made famous by the movie Wild, the memoir Wild. But anyways, so the trail runs through there. I love to hike. I don't love to hike by myself in the woods, right? So you can get a guided hike. There's $15 to $30 with Big Bear Adventures or with Yoga Wild, and do that with your family or do it alone. Like if you're on a solo retreat, you don't have to be afraid to hike, I guess is what I'm saying.
And not too far away.
Yeah, and you can also take the kids. And then there's also candle pouring. So I thought, okay, what's the big deal about making candles? But it's a very meditative sensory experience at Mystic Moto, and you're choosing crystals and you're choosing aromas and you're pouring it into a mold. And when you take that candle home and you light it, it brings back that sensory experience.
Nice. And quickly, one more.
Last one is Sensei and Rancho Mirage Palm Springs, and that is a luxury retreat that is built around data collection. They actually gather biomarkers when you're there. It's the 3 pillars are move, nourish, and rest. And they have mindset guides. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh my
mindset guide.
A mindset guide.
Yeah. Now my mind is blown. No, there's so
your
many
mind is blown.
options.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
She has other travel ideas and tips on her website, so make sure to check them out at shebuystravel.com. So many good ideas. Got to start booking right now. Next month. Thank you.
Salt Cave action.
I'm going to go to that one by Mexico.
welcome to Good Day LA. It's 10 o'clock on this Thursday.
That's right. We begin with breaking news in the murder case against singer David.
We have Mario joining us now with what happened just moments ago in an LA courtroom. Mario.
Jen, Sandra, we can tell you that the 21-year-old singer did appear in court today, shackled in a jumpsuit, joined by his attorneys. He didn't say anything, and cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. But the big development here is prosecutors have now asked for more time to review evidence before it's presented to a judge, and they'll be back next week. Meanwhile, look at the setup out here. There were about 24 cameras just a moment ago waiting for some sort of update from prosecutors. We were just told they would not be speaking. So let's take you back to the latest court appearance. The now 21-year-old in court Monday, pleading not guilty to a series of charges, including first-degree murder and the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Prosecutors adding what are called special circumstances, lying in wait, killing for financial gain, and murdering a witness. And that really opens the door for the harshest possible penalties, life without parole or the death penalty. And prosecutors say David killed her after she threatened to expose their alleged sexual relationship. One they say began when she was just 13 years old. Her body found in the trunk of that musician's towed vehicle in September. And we spoke to a criminal defense attorney, Mark Garagos, about the possibility of others being involved in this case.
Generally, without getting into the weeds here, there's been some indication that people who knew things were put in front of that grand jury and may have been given immunities and may have made statements. If that's the case, then generally the prosecutor will say, okay, tell us what you know so that we can give context and we won't prosecute you. And mind, you don't have to look that much or that far back. Take a look at the Diddy prosecution. There were a lot of people who a year ago in federal court, when they were prosecuting him, said, how come they're not indicting other people, prosecuting other people? Well, it was because a lot of those people agreed under immunity grants or just cooperate to give information that was inculpatory of him. And I suppose the same thing is happening here. It's a page right out of the prosecutorial playbook.
Now, David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, was arrested last week. His attorneys have asked the court to force prosecutors to publicly release their evidence that was collected over the last several months since the teen's body was discovered. Now, back out here live just outside the criminal courts building, that hearing again has been rescheduled next Wednesday, the 29th at 1:30 p.m. For now, live, we'll send it back to you, Sandra and Jen.
Okay, so Mario, you said prosecutors say they need more time to review the evidence and they're not talking to the press. Have we heard from the defense, though, at all? Or do you think they'll be talking?
No, we're hearing that prosecutors or the defense will not be speaking. And when it comes to that evidence that is expected to be laid out, well, the judge today was expected to draw a conclusion on whether or not there was probable evidence to move this case forward. And if that was determined today, this case would then proceed and heading closer to a possible trial, a potential jury trial that could play out for quite a while here. So not hearing from the defense or prosecutors right now.
And this was interesting, Mario. The medical examiner finally came out with their report. It was unsealed, citing that she died from multiple sharp force injuries. So what else did we learn that could play a part in this case?
Well, the big thing about that autopsy report from the medical examiner's office is the cause of death. We now learn that it's an official homicide. It's been ruled a homicide, and there was also some other key information. It was mentioned mutilation, which prosecutors say indicates that there was some sort of effort to conceal or destroy evidence. And you also have that piece about pieces of plastic, fragments that were lodged inside those stab wounds, and prosecutors believe that that could help them identify a possible weapon that was used in the case or link it to the suspect here.
All right, so that hearing is postponed. Mario, great reporting out there. Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Also breaking this morning, federal and local law enforcement targeting the Mexican mafia across Southern California.
Gigi Graciette live in Santa Ana with all the details that we learned this morning. Gigi.
That's right. That press conference with the FBI and the Department of Justice, along with several local police departments from Orange County, just wrapping up, making the big announcement after an operation was executed this morning. One of those large scales, often referred to as raids. This operation called Gangsta's Paradise. Take a look. Here is some information. 25 members and associates of the Mexican mafia prison gang were arrested today on 3 federal indictments, charging charging them with committing crimes in Orange County, including kidnapping, extortion, running illegal casinos, drug trafficking, and murder. The operation, again called Gangster's Paradise, an effort 2 years in the making, executed by almost a dozen SWAT teams this morning, with both federal agents and local police working side by side, swarming homes in Orange County and Los Angeles, all of them at the same time. 43 out of 47 suspects in the 3 indictments filed today are now behind bars, including the Department of Justice says one of the Mexican mafia's top shot callers, who is already in state prison, doing all of this from prison. He's also been indicted now on these federal charges.
The case's main indictment charges dozens of Mexican mafia gangsters in 66 felony counts. It paints a disturbing picture of how the gang's tentacles extend from state prison into our county jails and on through the streets to influence Latino street gangs and drug dealers in Santa Ana, Anaheim, Fullerton, and elsewhere. And I want to explain real quick, the Mexican mafia is a prison gang. It is the most powerful prison gang in the United States. The members are incarcerated in state prison. But you're going to hear how, despite being incarcerated in state prison, they're still running the gangs out in the communities.
Now, also seized today 25 guns, 5,000 pills laced with fentanyl, in addition to cocaine and methamphetamine. At least 4 suspects are still on the run, and the FBI, the Department of Justice, are actively looking for them. Now, here in Santa Ana, one of the areas most affected, according to the FBI and the Santa Ana police chief, is East 1st Street. Their gang members were extorting business owners. They were selling drugs. They were running illegal casinos, and in those casinos, there was also drug dealing and prostitution, the federal agents said today. So certainly a big get for both the FBI and the local community here in Orange County. Reporting live in Santa Ana, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
Gigi, how were they able, because one of the things that U.S. Attorney Bill Saley had mentioned was that they were able to communicate with the outside world, these prison gang members, through cell phone. How are they able to do that?
That's an important question. It was actually brought up at the press conference. Bill Saley saying that they have family members who somehow manage to sneak in cell phones. They pay other prisoners or other family members of other prisoners to sneak these phones in. And sadly, unfortunately, sometimes it's state employees themselves who are getting bribes outside of the prison to sneak a phone in, and they basically sell that phone to the prison members. This is a huge problem for the state and also in federal prison. Although federal prisons are tighter, there's more security, but it's a huge problem across the country. And it's not only phones that are being brought in to the jails and the prisons, it's also drugs.
That's right.
You would think they could turn off the Wi-Fi or limit access somehow, technically, you know, with the transmission aspect of it all. But clearly, yes, as you mentioned, Gigi, a big problem nationwide. All right, we'll see what happens here in this case.
Thank you. Also new this morning, the LAPD has arrested a suspect wanted in a string of sexual assaults in the San Fernando Valley. They say the suspect is a registered sex offender and has targeted at least 6 women across the valley within a few hours on Saturday. In one case, police say he pulled the victim's pants down and recorded her. In another, officers say he recorded a woman in the restroom from under the stall. Police think there could be more victims out there, and anybody who has any information is asked to call LAPD.
The case against Sergio Freire is expected to be filed later today. The 30-year-old is accused of attacking a beloved school teacher and her daughter on Monday. The motive is still unknown in this case. The mother, Arti Varma, was a longtime teacher at Bret Harte Elementary School, and she died from her injuries Monday. Her daughter, Mira, who's also a popular mental health advocate, survived with critical injuries. The suspect faces murder and attempted murder charges.
Now to a developing story. An Orange County mom is was free on bail this morning after her son was involved in a crash with an electric motorcycle. Prosecutors say the 14-year-old was popping wheelies near El Toro High School when he lost control, injuring the 81-year-old Vietnam veteran. Officials warn parents about buying or modifying these high-speed e-bikes, calling it a growing safety issue. The mother is facing multiple felonies, including child abuse and endangerment. She could face over 6 years in prison if convicted. This is the third case like this in the Orange County.
A Costa Mesa woman who says she registered her dog to vote to prove a point is now facing the legal bite. Laura Lee Urix pleaded guilty this month to misdemeanor fraud after admitting she signed up her pet boxer to cast ballots in multiple elections. Her attorney says it was a sincere attempt to expose flaws in the voting system. As part of the plea deal, prosecutors